Bradford, located in West Yorkshire, is known as one of the UK's most notorious and diverse cities, a unique mix of cultures from Christian to Muslim, Hindu and Sikh, all living together. However, this hasn't been without its challenges. Leading into 2024 for England, Wales and Northern Ireland as a whole, Bradford was ranked as the second most dangerous city within the UK and one of the highest crime rates in all of Europe. One area in particular has long been known as perhaps the absolute worst within Bradford, known as Holmewood housing estate, where crime is often rampant, from shootings to stabbings, drug dealing, people being ran over, violent assaults, gang activity, harassment, arson, theft, sexual assault and much more. The area is often making headlines for all the wrong reasons. So in this video we'll be taking a deep dive into Holmewood just to see how bad things are and if there's any hope left for the community. So starting off at one of the two local shopping areas here. This caravan has always been here from what I've seen visiting in the past, but it looks like it hasn't moved since it was built. The shopping square here is pretty barren, with plenty of graffiti and fly tipping around. Now, fly tipping is one of the key problems within Holmewood and also Bradford, with more than 15,000 reported instances throughout the city. This is the Holmewood bound pub, not the friendliest looking. Moving on to some of the homes nearby, you can see they're not in the best condition, with more fly tipping in the front gardens. The main shop of the corner here has been the site of a few incidents of its own, with a ramming attack happening back in June of 2019, which I'll post pictures of for you now. There's a Salvation Army donation box for you. Of course, as always, these estates are filled with these kind of trampolines. This area is often known as a no-go zone at night, and just walking around in the day is enough to put you off. God knows what's happened to this fella. Classic tag sprayed on the wall for you. So moving further down Broadstone Way, which is the main road running throughout Holmewood, more of the houses down here look like they've seen better days. There's even more fly tipping and burnt out fires laying around the place. Even the cats don't want to show their face around here. A few knackered garages. A random palm tree brightens up the place opposite a battered trampoline. Police are in a hurry to get somewhere, which is meant to be a common sight around here. Do you want to be in it? Do you mind answering a few questions at all? But yeah, as I said, we just go around seeing if it's the media or if it is. But
it is true. Like,
it is. Would you say it's like in terms of crime or just in terms of like infrastructure?
Bad crime too.
Bad crime.
Yeah, I ain't lived here that long. This is my mum's house.
Oh right, okay. So how long have you lived here?
How long have I been here? About 3 months now.
3 months.
Yeah.
And you don't really like it too much.
I've grown up in this area. I'm from Bailey originally, but I've heard loads of bad stuff around here.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what kind of stuff?
Shootings.
Shootings?
Yeah, burglaries.
As bad as that, so it's not just stabbings and whatnot?
No, it's it's very trampy.
I heard there's is it a couple travellers who might have nestled in the area and whatnot? Because I see a bit of fly tipping here and there, and it's like, I didn't know if it was anything to do with them, but...
No, they generally just do that all the time.
Alright, that's just the way they do. But would you say it's mainly of like a weekend or something that it picks up in terms of like stuff that's going on around here, or?
No, I wouldn't say so. No, I was here something.
Is it every other week? Would you say that frequent? Yeah.
It's a bad area.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Where would you? Those shootings that you mentioned, was that nearby here or like further down? Or?
I think it was on that corner there somewhere.
Oh, as close as that? Just up there.
Yeah, that corner.
Wow, that's pretty close.
Yes. The shootings were around that corner.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, we basically can find out if it lives up to what it's being said, or
Bad area to live in.
It is.
You say so. How long have you been here?
Over 10 years.
Over
10 years. Oh, so you must have like seen or heard quite a bit.
Well, yeah, it's quiet here.
This bit's quiet, yeah.
But round the corner down there.
Down that way?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
There's been shootings. We're coppers all around that area.
Just saying, I just saw a police van go past there as well.
Yeah.
Are they always going around?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like gang related stuff, or is it just
Only if it's to do with drugs, isn't
drugs? Yeah, that's usually the case of
it?
it all.
Yeah, if you sell drugs on their turf, then they come after you.
That's the one.
All the main trouble is at the bottom of the estate,
Down that way.
Yeah, right at the bottom.
Well, I was going to head down that way in just a minute now, but I mean, if you mention it up there, I'll go have a look what's what. Well, as far as you say, it is as bad as.
Yeah.
It's a bad estate, but like I say, it's quiet on here.
This street's quiet.
Right.
But the further
That's
you
not too
go
bad,
in,
is
the
it?
more it is, because you've got all the gypsies that live in that area, that kind of.
Right, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, at least it's not too bad for yourselves, but is it quite often stuff goes on up there, or is it just the other night or the day that you heard?
Well, 2 weeks ago.
A few weeks ago, yeah, but there's also a few years ago there was down there was shooting, and someone at the bottom of this road got run over by someone on a quad bike, I think.
Is this stuff
Someone
that
sort of
happened?
thing with a quad bike and a taxi driver or something.
Really?
Well, you'll see flowers at bottom. There's on a,
Oh, I see, like a little memorial for them.
yeah.
Right. I mean, is there any part you say to go to, or just keep having a look around?
Well, you can nosy around it everywhere where gypsies are, because if you start filming down there, they'll want to know, and then they might take your camera
know.
off you.
I was going to say, in the day, I expect it to be more quiet.
Yeah, it's more
Well, actually, when I had dealings with some young lads down at bottom,
down that end.
yeah,
It's
and
all
we were
down
told they've been sprayed with hammers down there and
Really?
shooting and so on.
So quite active in that sense. Is it every other week or so you're here? Is that how often, or?
Well, coppers are around there every day, all night long as well.
Right.
Sometimes you go to bed at night and all you see is blue lights flashing.
So it's definitely like not a place to go at
active.
night. Yeah.
Very active.
To
down
say the
there.
least,
Down
yeah.
there anyway.
Yeah, that's
Great.
why I drive, so I never walk it anywhere, so that's much better.
But yeah, cheers for answering those anyway. But yeah, if anything does happen, I'll come back and let you know. But yeah, cheers for that. Appreciate it. So after talking with two of the locals there, the shooting they mentioned had taken place on Muirhead Drive in December of 2024, which I'll move on to after checking out a few more of these houses. This isn't the first shooting around here either. So this is just at the top of Muirhead Drive. As mentioned, this isn't the first shooting within the area. There's some leaked footage here from an incident on Stratton View, here in Holmewood. As for the shooting here on Muirhead Drive, it appears the shots were fired through a front door where no one was hurt, but 3 men had fled from the scene. Arrests had been made soon after, with 4 men aged between 22 and 31 being arrested but later released on bail. As far as I know, this is still an ongoing case. Now, back in November of 2022 up to January of 2024, there was a crackdown by police on the entire estate, resulting in 214 arrests in over a year-long operation to blitz the area of crime. Officers managed to convict a proportion of those arrested, seized vehicles, shut down cannabis farms, took away weaponry, amongst much more. However, despite all of this, the area continues to be plagued by the same issues over and over. See, this is proof that with a bit of effort, can look as good as anywhere else. So moving on to Graywood Drive, the locals warn me not to go around here, and it looks for good reason, as this is one of the absolute worst set of streets I've come across, not only in Bradford, but throughout the UK. The place looks like an actual war zone, and people are happy to deal out on the street. Now heading up this alleyway, the fly tipping was next level around here. Look at the state of some of these gardens. You'd think people would take some pride in their homes, but it appears not. So throughout the estate, you'll even notice a lot of horses or donkeys roaming about the place. Bradford is home to a gypsy and Irish traveller population, so I think that these belong to them. What's it like round here? Shit. Shattered glass here. This place in general looks beyond depressing. These burnt out fires seem to be pretty common everywhere around here. Yeah, it's like a bomb. It's literally hit everywhere. Everywhere you look here is just piles of shit. Literally the state. Everything is fly tipped everywhere. This literally looks like a third world nation round here. Someone's burnt their own shed out as well. Looping back up to the top of Graywood Drive, there is a few open fields here with a few horses sitting around amongst plenty of burnt out fires and piles of trash. What's it like round here, pal? Not very good. But he's nodding. Is it no good round here? Just left it. What have they left you with? So you're even stepping on shit. Oh, you don't like that. So everywhere around here is pretty much depressing. You've got these burnt out wastelands along with neglected houses. Got a nice smell of weed to go with. This is looking more like Skid Row. Literally shit and flies everywhere. Shh. This is literally like a war zone. It's like a battlefield. Moving back onto one of the main shopping squares here, you can see that the place is falling apart. How does it live up to its reputation around here?
Well, some say it does, but I like it. I like the neighbourhood.
How long have you been here?
11 years.
11 years.
But I've been on and off.
Right.
On here.
Oh, so you grew up here?
Yeah.
And has it changed over time? Not really. Do you hear much of anything going on, or?
Well, you see it on Facebook, whether it's true or not, you know.
Sure. I mean, I spoke to one other at the moment, and they were staying up near that end. I don't know if to get the police more up that end.
Back up there now, yeah.
Yeah.
Where it was the other way around.
Oh, so
This end.
it'll heat up, cool down. And is it mainly the kids that you hear doing stuff, or is it adults as well? Like, is it gang related or both?
Yeah.
See, that's a mix at the moment, because in some areas it's started to dwindle down to just the kids, but here it sounds like it's still both.
Well, kids do a lot of throwing stones at buses and stuff.
Vandalism and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
I mean,
teenagers Not little children, teenagers.
Teenagers,
Yeah.
of course, like, yeah. Those in high school and whatnot.
I think they're bored, I don't know how to do.
That seems to be the thing when I ask people, it's like, there's, other than sitting in your room on a computer or whatnot.
They don't have youth clubs and that anymore, like when I was younger, you know, we had quite a few in here.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, I mean, well, you could say that for a good part of the country now over past
Not
few
what
days.
we do, really, so
No, not at all.
should
And,
be doing that though, shouldn't they, really?
well, yeah, like trashing your own community.
It's a bit
It's like they live here, so.
that's it.
But that social club there, do many go into that, or?
See, all my children are grown up, so I don't really know.
I see.
You know,
And have they moved out of the area?
that's me, still living with me.
Still there? Oh, I mean, that's the thing now, it's because everything's so expensive.
Can't
So,
afford to go places, can we?
no, someone to try and live on their own now without, like, someone with them or X, Y,
Not be
Z.
rich.
Yeah. Today's day and age, definitely. But, yeah, so as for a general round here, you'd say that things have quietened down over the years, but things still do happen.
Well, up my end, yes.
Up near your
But
end.
it's not just this estate, it's every estate if you ask people.
This is quite a big estate. At least they've made some effort here to try and brighten it up. It's common to see people walking around off their face on something around here. There was a guy lay out on the floor just around the corner. So just on Broadstone Way here, we have the Holmewood Social Club, which again looks like it's been hit by a bomb. This is just around the side of the social club as well. So you've got whatever this is as your view if you live here. You might mistake it for Beirut at times. Even more fires, fly tipping. There's absolute piles of shit everywhere around here. It's like a couple of people who look after the front garden. And then the rest of it goes to hell. Got more horses. Likely from the travellers. All scattered around this estate. Another. Trampoline's been burnt down here. Springs everywhere. Just further up the estate you have these tower blocks as well that dominate the skyline around here. This is Ogden House Flats, but there are plenty of these outdated flats littered throughout the UK wherever you go. You'll need plenty of those around here. So this is the abandoned church right at the top of the hill, the very far end of the estate, just up from them set flats. You can see there the flats in the background, and at some point this has been set on fire. Usually just has kids breaking in, vandalising, squatting, all that good stuff. Apparently this is where they might hold some of the horses too. There is actually a primary school right opposite this, so this part has spruced up a bit. You can tell by the state of some of the houses compared to the ones further down. You can see the roof there has been burnt out. It's definitely seen better days. Although you don't have to go too far to find some more boarded up houses. No one seemed really interested in talking on camera around here, so I moved back to Broadstone Way and went to see the Holmewood Community Centre, where a fatal hit and run incident had taken place in the past. Gotta make way for these fellas walking in the park. So this is the community centre here in Holmewood, the scene of the tragic death of an 18-year-old Rahees Mahmood, who was a passenger on a quad bike that was trying to drive away from Jordan Glover, who was in quick pursuit with up to speeds of 60 mph. Glover then used his car to deliberately ram the quad off the road, resulting in a fatal crash for Rahis Mahmood. Footage of the incident can be seen here. Jordan Glover has since been sentenced to life in jail, serving a minimum of 18 years and 46 days. Glover's reasoning was that things had heated up on the estate and that his family had been threatened, so he wanted Rahis and friends out of the area. However, Glover had deliberately chosen that day to use his Ford Focus as a weapon, the court had ruled, and would have to do an extended driving test if he were to ever leave jail or to try and drive again. A small memorial has been set up on the site of Rahis Mahmood's death, right opposite the community centre. Are you from here?
I used to live here.
You used to live here, but you come to work?
Yeah.
Okay. And does it live up to the reputation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
That's what I've heard so far from
Yes.
people I've spoke to.
It's not the best area. Obviously, drugs,
But,
gang crime,
guns. Guns as well.
Guns,
yeah.
yeah.
Someone up there was saying there was a shooting.
Oh, it's bad. There's shootings all the time on here.
Is it? Literally every other day?
Yeah.
See, that's the crazy part of it, but
I think the problem is obviously because you have a lot of drug addicts in the area.
right.
They may look homeless, but
they're
for
not,
them,
yeah, they're just
probably
zoned out.
not. They're just out rooting for what they can find.
I get you.
Yeah.
It's early to start. I was going to say, I swear I saw a couple of deals going on up there as well, you know, by the shops.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, we work around here and with youths and you get drug dealers in and about all the time.
Just behind the playgrounds and that.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're literally everywhere.
Yeah. They don't hide it. It's all on show.
And like, would you say you feel pretty alright going up to people around here, or?
Well, because I used to live around here, I do know a lot of the people around, so I don't feel too bad. But I do know people that are not from Holmewood that do feel intimidated to.
I just went up by the flats and the old church there. Nobody wanted to talk.
No, everybody kind of keeps themselves not keeps themselves to themselves, but
involved in their own business.
What goes on in Holmewood stays in Holmewood.
I'm with you. I was going to say, I saw a police van before, and I only got here like 11:30 or so, so it's a bit early. But.
Yeah, they're on here all the time. Although the kids terrorise the police as well. So.
I was going to say, well, like it looks like they trash off the place as well.
They do. It's not the best.
But you were saying in terms of like it was shootings and whatnot. There were. I heard someone get ran down here. Is there like a little memorial there?
Yeah, there's been a few. I mean, obviously, living in an estate like this, people don't drive the best, or you have them out on quads and motorbikes and...
Yeah, those engine mopeds and all the rest, scooters.
Yeah, so it can be quite dangerous if you're not...
I could imagine, especially at night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my ex's family live around here, and so my son comes over here at times, and I panic when I know he's in and about.
At certain times as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's been this way for a fair while then?
I first moved around here when I was 19, I'm now 40. But no, it's never changed in all the years that I've known the estate. It's just the same.
It's crazy. And it's like, in terms of things to do, I mean, it doesn't look really does anything.
No, there's not much. I mean, you've got the TFD centre. They offer a lot to the community. They help the community a lot. But in regards to like the youth, there's nothing for them to do. Nowhere for them to go instead of getting out of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
just like little disputes, beef, or gangs, and all the rest of that.
Yeah, so there's just no.
I see. Is there anything you reckon this place could do? But I'd say for the majority of the UK now, it's like in terms of funding, in terms of policing. It's everything like that.
I think it's hard, innit, because we do need more police on the streets, no matter what area you're in. But again, like you say, it all comes down to funding, doesn't it? But that doesn't help the communities.
Yeah,
you know.
Completely.
So I appreciate the funding in there for it, but how are we supposed to change the streets if there's nobody there policing them?
Yeah, as well. I mean, like, looking around at some of the things, people just seem to fly tip or trash the place. And I mean, like, there could be a little bit of effort that goes into it, but
People around here just don't care.
it's the thing. It's like, it suppresses you, doesn't it? It's like, it just gets you down.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really.
As if it's not changed for that long as well.
Honestly, it's exactly the same as when I was younger, yeah.
And stuff like shootings and whatnot, that's still fairly regular.
Fairly regular, yeah, but it's all obviously down to drugs and gang crime. Yeah.
Because usually in some parts it's just the kids doing that stuff, but I've heard around here it's even adults.
Oh no, it's the adults.
Yeah.
It's definitely the adults around here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But then again, you know, the youth around here are seeing that behaviour and then it becomes the norm.
Yeah, it's what they're brought up around.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that makes sense. Okay, but in terms of that, I mean, well, like you said, it's not changed, so you don't see too much hope.
No. It sounds really bad, doesn't it? Because we should all have hope that things are going to change and for the better, but
if it's been that long,
nothing's changed around here. And the problem is, though, I don't think they want the help as much as they need the help. I don't think they want
the content they're used to the ways.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right then, well, that's pretty good of you. After visiting Holmewood Housing Estate, I thought I'd take a trip to Bradford's Forster Square station in the city centre, where just outside under the arches here, a large homeless community had gathered over the years. By the looks of things now, it seems like they have all been moved on somewhere and blocked out of these arches. I'm guessing these are new bars for Bradford's City of Culture this year. Pretty sure they aren't small homes to place the homeless. No idea whether they've been moved on to now, but this used to be packed full of tents and litter under each arch. So over the years, Holmewood Estate has gone from being Bradford's pioneering housing estate when it was built in 1957 to a hotbed of crime in the 1980s and to a full regeneration programme in the 1990s and now one of Europe's most dangerous places. This has definitely got to be one of the worst areas I've ever been around, and it for sure lives up to its reputation. From talking with the locals and from what I've seen around the place, it looks like hope has been lost, with the area continuously suffering for decades now. And with the current climate in modern day Britain, I don't see things getting any better here anytime soon.